I'm going to introduce you straight away to Justin, because Justin's with us. You can move over. I was bullying him earlier because his arm was in my shot. I said, come on, move over. But I wasn't only joking. I didn't expect you to move. I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, good. Have you missed me?
I have missed you. And neither of us were here last week.
Well, no. How did they survive?
I have no idea, but
exactly.
Probably very well. But we are back. It's great to have your company. It's great to have you with us. You've got a fabulous background on cruise ships, and that's the wonderful thing with anybody really that works for Planet Cruise, isn't it? Yeah,
they literally are. They're the experts in the field, and outstanding in their field, and that's where they found me, standing out in a field. I'm only joking. It's just so great to be back because cruising is such an infectious thing. You just want to go on a cruise. If you've done the Mediterranean, you want to do the Caribbean. If you've done the Caribbean, you want to do Asia. If you've done Asia, then you want to do somewhere else.
Absolutely.
We've got so many different cruises that cover all bases. But when you speak to the guys on the phones, they've actually been there, done that, and bought the T-shirt. A lot of these people are travel experts in their own right. And a lot of people have worked at sea. Myself, I was with P&O for 6 years, cruising the 7 seas. So, there's a lot of the ports here that I'm going to be giving you first-hand experience. And that's the thing, you ask your friends in your family, oh, where would you recommend? These are the people that can give you the recommendations and give you the best prices as well. That
is the great thing. And this is why we should book with Planet Cruise, because you have got that complete peace of mind that they will find you that exact right cruise every single time. Best prices guaranteed. Some exclusive sort of bundles as well. They really do package some great deals together for you. So you'll always get, I think, the best of the best going with Planet. And of course that's exactly what I did, is what you're going to be doing today. I jumped onto the phone, I phoned Planet to book my first cruise with them just over a year ago, and the service is out of this world. And I've booked my next cruise with them with exactly the same guy, Glenn, and again he's been working on cruise ships for many years, hasn't he? But now works for Planet.
Yeah, and they keep on reminding me where you're going. You're booking so many cruises, she doesn't know where she's going next.
We were just discussing my next cruise, and I was like, oh, am I going there? That'll be lovely.
To Bruges, or we go into Europe? I don't know.
But let's jump on board this next ship, because honestly, we've got some great cruises to get through. It is MSC. Now, of course, this is an exclusive new product for Planet. You've got an incredible deal here.
Yeah.
Planet also are the top agent for MSC, which is fabulous.
This is another reason why you book with Planet, is because remember, if you've got one of the biggest firms giving the biggest discounts, then of course Planet is there, top agent for MSC and a lot of the other cruises. This is actually one of their latest ships as well. So you've got fantastic facilities, but value less than £60 per person per night.
Crazy. And
food,
look on board, it looks
entertainment.
Amazing. Oh, I haven't seen this before. This is beautiful.
Well, do you know, we were talking about this earlier. There's an MSC ship, the Divina, and I absolutely love the interior. It's so modern, it's so contemporary. This is chic luxury. This is, and again, Mediterranean shipping company, MSC, they have got that flair. I mean, look at the style that you've got there. All the usual facilities that you'd expect on board a modern cruise ship, with excellent spa facilities, fantastic dining. They've also got a lovely cheese and wine cafe as well.
Oh,
love a bit of cheese.
You see, I love cheese, love wine. That's like heaven.
Well, yes, both two
I
go together.
could probably just have a bed there.
They've also got lots of simulators. They've got an F1 simulator, so for any fans, I know we've got Abu Dhabi coming up next weekend, but if you fancy taking a little bit of an experience there, they've also got a 4D cinema. 4D. So where you get 3D, where you put the glasses on, this is actually sound effects and movement as well.
Brilliant.
So those sort of seats, the yellow seats you saw earlier on in the clip there, they actually move around, so you really are engaged. But fantastic ships. Food is superb, really is superb.
Oh, it looks fabulous.
And isn't it MSC that you're actually going to be cruising
with?
On one of your cruises?
On my cruise next September. I've booked very early this year because I had a very similar deal to what you're seeing at the moment. Something was just too good to miss. This is for February, March 2016. It's amazing value for money. Look at the stunning actual cabins as well. It works out, it's under £57 per person per night, which is crazy. Great single price as well, which is $599, and it's always great, I think, as a single person to cruise, because you do get to meet so many people, don't you?
Yeah, I don't know about MSC, but I know with P&O they used to actually promote travelling alone. So there was opportunities to meet together, have a coffee, have a drink, and meet new friends.
And let's see where you're going to meet these new friends, because we have got a fabulous itinerary. We're flying out to Rome first of all, aren't we?
This is your embarkation, disembarkation. There is actually an optional tour at the end of the cruise, which I'll talk to you about a little bit later on. But yeah, fly to Rome. You're going to be be joining in Rome, and then you're going to be cruising to Italy and Palermo. Now, this is fantastic. This is, remember, obviously, the Mediterranean is a melting pot of different cultures, and the history that you've got here. Beautiful, beautiful mountains. And again, the Mediterranean Ocean, you know, if you like the Caribbean and the blue seas, the Mediterranean's got that lovely turquoise. You've got the 17th century Palazzo, they've got fountains as well, and the Palazzo de Normani as well. So that's the sort of central place in Palermo to go out and be seen as well. Then you're going to be going to one of my first ports, one of my favourite ports actually, which is Malta.
I love Malta.
And you'll actually see the Grand Harbour in Valletta on your screens right now. I love the ship's dock here, and I always remember docking and going out to the aft end of the ship. That's the blunt end at the back. You got some. If there's some new cruises here, I'll drop you some hints in, like port and starboard. But yeah, Valletta, brilliant sandstone. You just sit there with breakfast. These wonderful buildings around you.
Yes.
Great for shopping as well, and there's some fantastic churches as well. You can go to St Paul's Cathedral as well. So lots to see and do in Valletta. Then you've got a relaxing day at sea. Now, this is great. I think it breaks it up, really, because you've got some big ports coming up, and you've got a chance to enjoy that beautiful cruise ship as well.
The ship is gorgeous, so a day on that ship will be wonderful. But where are we heading to?
We're going to Barcelona.
Perfect.
We're going up the Ramblas. This is a fantastic shopping district. The Ramblas is one of those, it's a bit like the South Bank in London. You've got lots of street performers, so if you like theatre, if you like arts, if you like something quirky, there was a street performer there a few years ago with a little dog that played a mouth organ.
Fabulous.
I know, you think it's bonkers, but it really is. There's some great architecture there as well. Of course, Gaudi was one of the architects, and you've got all the buildings there. You've got to go to the cathedral, the Familia, Sagrada Familia. I always forget how to pronounce the first part. It's the cathedral that basically has never been finished.
I was just going to
say,
half
one side is Gothic,
yeah.
The other side is really modern. There's some lovely little cafes and restaurants, so you can get a good pizza around the outside. Also, if you like your football, you can go to the new camp as well. Just a brilliant place to go out, shopping, dining. Brilliant.
I'd go back time and time again. You will love it.
I might do a weekend break in Barcelona, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be good.
No.
Then you're going from Spain into France. You're actually going into Marseille, and this is one of the most intriguing cities, actually, in France. Of course, on the Mediterranean coast, you've got all of the different cultures that are blending there, and, of course, the history in Marseille as well. You've got lots of different African markets around the old harbour as well, and excellent seafood, as you can imagine, being so close to the ocean. You've got some fantastic food there as well. There's actually a local soup, which is actually a fish soup, that you've got to try across the city. It's sort of a little bit of a local delicacy. Then you're going to go into Genoa. Now, this is the actual capital of the province of Genoa, and this is, well, a beautiful place. You're going to enjoy the fresh produce, the caprese salads in Genoa. Just mozzarella, basil, and beautiful tomatoes. You know, the really big, juicy, and again, look at the colours that you've got there. It's one of those places that you can just have a little bit of a wander around, get some, get a nice little ice cream. You can also do a couple of tours as well. Remember, you are just a stone's throw away from Portofino and Santa Margherita. Now, this is, the place to be seen. This is where all the little designer boutiques and all the luxury sites are, and this is, well, experience la dolce vita and really sort of live the high life. Go and do a couple of tours there.
And if you want to do those tours, of course, you can book those ahead with Planet Cruise. They can sort those out for you. We're travelling then back to Rome.
Back to Rome, yeah.
And then we can stay on in Rome. Well, have a tour in Rome before we come home.
£39 to do a city tour before you actually go to the airport. If you haven't done Rome before, or perhaps if you've done Rome and missed a couple of pieces, then definitely worth doing that. It's not on the screen there, but please do ask your the guys on the phones down at Planet.
Just
£39 for the tour.
So you can do that before you come home. If you want to stay on in Rome, see if they can sort that out for you as well. So all you need to do is make that call. They are so helpful to make that holiday perfect for you. 0800 781 5458 or onto the actual website planetcruise.co.uk. All you need is the ID number. So for this price, do jot this ID number down. It's 107967. Great single price. Great price all round. It works out under £57 per person per night, which is absolutely crazy. But as you can see, already got to sell out there in February, so make sure you don't miss out on the dates that are right for you. So what a great way to start, and it is an exclusive brand new product. However, we loved that one, but But we do love this one. This is Norwegian Cruise Line, and we love this because it is quite a rare itinerary for them, isn't it?
Well, and this is actually a previous bestseller as well, so if you've seen this on the show before, so many people have already booked. The great thing about this, 2 nights in Singapore, 2 nights in Hong Kong, overnight in Bangkok, and I know you're going to love this, an all-inclusive drinks package.
We love it already. Tell me more, tell me more. Let's start at the very beginning, because we're flying out to Singapore, which will be amazing. A place I haven't been to, but desperate to see. Yeah,
do you know, this is you know, a great city. You've got so many different modern developments, and then you've got the original historic culture. It really is an emerging market. One thing that's great to do here, of course, is go to Sentosa Island. This is the sort of beach resort, but you've got to go to Raffles. Of course, this is the old colonial sort of times coming through. Go and have a Singapore sling, quite literally where it came from. And in the bar at Raffles, when you walk in, you can never walk in quietly, because they encourage you. You know the is it monkey nuts that you break the shells?
Yes.
You just chuck them on the floor and you walk in and it's just crunch.
Fabulous.
You can never creep up on anybody. But the nightlife in Singapore is just...
it's amazing. And we get 2 nights there, which is
fabulous. And look, this is the Marina Bay Hotel, if you like your F1 again, not to go on about it. But of course that's where the Marina Circuit is. The actual 3 skyscrapers of the Marina Bay Hotel has a man-made pool up at the top. It's almost like a cruise ship where you get on board and you see all the the outdoor facilities. It's like that up on top of these 3 skyscrapers. It's just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So 2 nights stay in a 4-star hotel to start your holiday, and then we get on board. So tell us a little bit about Norwegian Cruise Line.
Norwegian Cruise Line, I know we're talking about MSC as being very modern and contemporary. This is a little bit different. We've actually got some new footage as well that you're going to see shortly from Keith and Glenn.
Isn't it?
Yes.
On board, so let's have a little look. We'll give our marks out of 10.
Yes. All right.
Next.
7.
If your idea of a cruise is dim lighting, string quartets, tuxedos and ballroom dancing, then prepare to be challenged, because this cruise line is so laid back, it's almost horizontal.
Welcome to the most fun and relaxed cruise experience you're ever likely to encounter, where the entertainment never stops and the excitement just keeps on building. Welcome to freestyle cruising. Welcome to Norwegian Cruise Line. There's more restaurants than days of the week, and you can enjoy food from all over the world and dine and dress as you please. From trendy French bistros to steakhouses and sushi bars, Norwegian Cruise Line offers tons of choice. If you're a vegan, vegetarian, high carb, low carb, or gluten free, it's all covered.
Remember, this is freestyle cruising, so whatever your mood and whatever the occasion, there'll be a bar that fits the bill. With sports bars and whiskey bars, martini bars and champagne bars, alfresco bars and wine bars, bars with music and bars with sport, even ice bars. One thing's for sure, you definitely won't go thirsty.
Imagine playing Nintendo Wii on a 2-story high screen, or challenging a friend on the all-new Aqua Racer. Visualise eating world-class cuisine while acrobats tumble down on silks around your table. Or simply enjoying a beer as comedians make you smile at dedicated comedy clubs. Picture yourself singing along as dueling pianos compete, or settling into your own seat for one of the Tony Award-winning shows. Whether you're a single cruiser, holidaying with all the family, or planning a group cruise, you'll find something perfect for you.
Norwegian Cruise Line offers one of the widest selections of accommodation in the industry. There are exclusive suites where you have your own private sun deck, along with brilliant interjoining family staterooms that are cleverly located near all the kids' facilities. And balcony staterooms where you wake up to a different view every morning. But it's in the studio staterooms where Norwegian are head and shoulders above the competition. A private complex dedicated to solo cruisers with, most importantly, no single supplement.
How fabulous is that?
I love those rooms at the end there, but can I just apologise to any viewers at home that were shouting at Glenn on the screen? Yes, he did have his feet up on the sofa. I do apologise. I'll have a word with him when I see him next time.
Shout at him and tell him off. We will tell him off. That's how I book my cruises with our Glenn. So now let's start at the very beginning. Where exactly are we going? Because we are going to some incredible places.
Well, apart from the destination, which is, of course, the ship, you're going to be enjoying a nice relaxing day at sea, and then you're going to be going into Thailand's second most popular island destination. It is an island gem. It is lush with tropical forests. Look at this. We're talking Koh Samui. It is absolutely stunning. You can actually get around the island in a couple of hours, but I think the whole thing here is relax. It's just that island tranquility. Look at how white that sand is.
That is
Look
just
at how,
paradise. That looks too good to be real, doesn't it?
Yeah, but you know, this is why Thailand is known. Of course, there's the cultural side of Thailand as well. So if you want to go to some of the temples, I will say that some of the temples that are coming up a little bit later on in some of the destinations are the ones that you really want to save yourself for. But you know, perhaps if you've been lucky enough to do this region before and you're like, nah, I've done the beach, go and do some of the temples.
Absolutely.
From Koh Samui, you're going to be going on to Lam Shabang, or otherwise known as Bangkok, Oriental City.
Fabulous, and we're overnighting on board there.
Yeah, this is the great thing.
Fabulous.
You get an overnight on board. Can I just say that if you're travelling all that distance, you've got the fantastic convenience of having all of your clothes and everything on board the ship, and you just go out in the city.
Absolutely.
Just go and experience it. This is where you can go down some of the markets. I mean, in the daytime, just look at the fruit and veg that's on display there. You've got the Grand Palace you can go to as well. At night, this place just comes alive. Of course, Bangkok has got two sides. You've got the spiritual side, and then, of course, you've got the party side. I don't think you can really mention Bangkok without mentioning some of the vibrant bars and some of the nightlife and culture. So perhaps go and see some of the shows whilst you're there. And try some of the noodles as well. You know, the noodles. Just go careful what you drink, because you'll end up in the morning going, what did I do last night? I don't know. But that's what Bangkok is all about. It's a bit like Bourbon Street in New Orleans, or a bit like Soho in London. You just got to go and do it. It's one of those things.
Absolutely, and you've got the opportunity because you're overnighting on board there. Then we've got another relaxing day at sea to enjoy that fabulous ship. Where are we moving on to?
We're actually going into Vietnam. We're actually going to dock on day 10 in Phu My, and then on to Nha Trang on day 11. Now, Nha Trang itself, again, you've got crystal clear waters here. You've got some fantastic sanctuaries and Buddhist temples as well. You've got the Golden Buddhist Temple, actually, which is absolutely superb there. Unlike some of the beach resorts that you're used to in developing parts of the world, you've got 5-star restaurants in Phu My and Nha Trang as well. The great thing is the facilities are excellent. You've got all of that local culture with all the little fishing boats out there. You'll see the fishermen that have, you know, it's like generation after generation. And there's just some fantastic sights to see. It's almost like when you see like Indiana Jones or Tomb Raider, it's these sets and these wonderful beaches that you see in the films. You're there. Now, actually, you've got another relaxing day at sea, and then you're actually going to China. You're going to Sanya.
Oh, wow.
And this is actually known as the Hawaii of China. This is where all the Chinese people go as their beach resort. It's a little bit more glamorous than Blackpool. As you can imagine, but this is just absolutely stunning. You've got coral reefs there, some fantastic temples. Just take a look at this. You've got the Nanshan Temple. So just go and experience it. There's also some fantastic butterfly farms and monkey sanctuaries as well. So if you do like your wildlife, then go and say hello to some of my relatives at the monkey sanctuary.
That sounds fabulous. And then after that, we've got a nice relaxing day at sea, heading back to Hong Kong, and then we've got a 2-night stay in a 4-star hotel there as well.
Yeah, and well, Hong Kong again,
Fabulous.
you know, this is what I call a bookend cruise, because at one start of the cruise you've got Singapore, and then you've got Hong Kong. Of course, the actual harbour itself, famous for its nightly laser show, the fireworks, all of the skyscrapers around there put on this fantastic show. I think it's about 8 o'clock every night. I don't think you'll be able to miss it anyway. But, you know, there's some great places. Shopping is key here. Again, this is one of those big emerging markets where especially the locals have got a lot more cash to spend, so they've got luxury brands there. Take the opportunity of it and just go and experience it. 2 nights in Hong Kong to finish off your cruise.
It looks absolutely fabulous. So 2 nights there in a 4-star hotel, which will just be the perfect way to end what was a fabulous trip, and such a great price to go to the Far East as well. You can see here, incredible deal, and your free all-inclusive drinks package.
Oh, I wonder when you were going to mention that again.
Such a difference if you're booking Ocean View or a Verve. When we got that, and I personally wouldn't cruise again without actually adding on a drinks package. It makes such a difference.
I was just going to say, and why? Because you get to the end of the cruise and your
bill. It's fabulous. It was like $13 something for a bit of suntan lotion. It was amazing. Check out your flights. You can get your regional flights as well, and of course those hotel stays we told you about are included in the deal as well. Now you can go on the 8th of December and the 2nd of January, so let's check your prices out for your inside, your ocean view and your balcony. Remember, jump onto the phones, just call, ask any questions that you want to ask. They are there to help you to make that holiday perfect. 0800 781 5458 is your phone number, but your ID number for this, and I would jot this down because it really is a special different cruise, is 104957. I would say a definite, if you can, you must do it. That December date would be fabulous, just coming home just before Christmas next year. But we do need to move on, and we've got another lovely cruise coming up. It's P&O, it's Oceana, it's a 14-night. It's a super one, and of course it's going to be a fabulous ship. We're going to get on board. Well, you're not, I'm not, but Keith's on board, and he's going to tell us.
He always gets the good stuff.
I know. Wonder if he's in a dressing gown. Let's have a look.
Probably his jumper.
At just 77,000 tonnes, P&O Cruises Oceana may not be the biggest in the fleet, but she certainly packs a mighty punch. Fresh from her recent refitting, she was extensively and expensively refurbished and looks absolutely beautiful. Oh. You know, as a proud Englishman, the centre of my universe has always been my local pub. And on P&O, you really won't go wrong by visiting this beautiful yacht and compass nautically themed pub, which serves up a healthy selection of Britain's best. On top of that, you can really live the high life on this ship with the bubbles of the Magnum Champagne bar or dancing into the wee hours in the chic Le Club. Whether you choose the more traditional fixed dining of the Adriatic or the freedom dining of the Ligurian, both restaurants serve up consistently delicious food from an ever-smiling army of knowledgeable waiters. For those who prefer their dining al fresco, then why not try a super tender steak at the Horizon Grill on deck 14? You guarantee great taste and even better views. Or pop along and let Marco Pierre White dazzle your taste buds at Café Jardin. Friendly and interactive, as well as diverse, Oceana offers many entertainment options, from the high-rolling fun of the Monte Carlo Club to the cabaret and comedy of Starlights. You can pop along to the atrium for a classical recital, or head here for a pint and watch your favourite team in the Winners Sports Bar. And then, after a great meal, go to the Footlights Theatre, where you'll be hard-pressed to believe that you're not actually sitting in the West End. Stylish and inviting, Oceana's cabins come in all shapes and sizes, from spacious and fully equipped suites like this, offering a host of extra special touches, to mini suites, balcony cabins and standard inside or outside cabins. But all come with a host of mod cons and the daily steward service, plus the all-important tea and coffee making facilities. Because if you're like me, you can't even face the rest of the world without at least one cup of coffee.
That looks fabulous.
Brings back so many memories, because that was the first real, well, it was the old Arcadia, and then I went straight out to launch Oceana, because that was one of the White Sisters, because it was Oceana and Adonia. So, you know, great ships. They've got fantastic theatres at front and rear. Café Jardin in the middle at the top of the atrium, a great little place. Go to the Le Club and go and have a little bit of a boogie at night, and then go to Café Jardin if they still do the late night Cropman Shores.
It all sounds fabulous to me, but I've just heard some breaking news. You have
news just in?
It is, bizarrely, because we've just heard the call centre's rung us up and said, well, actually, the price has just gone down on this cruise. So the price you see on the screen, you will be paying less than that. So do just give them a call. It was too late for us to change anything, so just jump onto the phones. But it will be a lesser price than you see on the screen. But let's start at the very beginning. Where are we going? We're flying out to Genoa.
Yeah, this is absolute classic Mediterranean cruising. Embarkation port is Genoa, and then you're going to be going in straight to a big port day. Book your tours early, ask the guys on the phones. It's Florence and Pisa. You can do both in one day, so if you do want to go and get the famous photograph of the Leaning Tower with you holding it up,
and you can fit the two in.
You can fit the two in. You've got the Ponte Vecchio Bridge as well. There's some fantastic little stalls on there. And, of course, if you want to go and see David as well, our Dave, of course, that's the famous statue. There's actually one of many. There's several recreations around the actual city itself. Then you can go and see Michelangelo's David as well. But just a great place to go. Good for shopping as well, and a great way to start off the cruise.
Perfect.
Then you've got a relaxing day at sea, and then you're into Naples. Now, Naples, oh, it's hustling, it's bustling, it's so busy. It's an amazing port. When you actually get off of it, you think, crikey, you just hear all these little scooters, the little Vespas and Piaggios. That it's just, you know, beep, 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 beep,
Actually, you saying that, I've been, it's all coming back to me.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? You're like, whoa.
It's crazy.
Probably the reason being why everything runs by 1,000 miles an hour is because they're all probably high on caffeine, because the coffee here, oh, if you love your coffee, just all I'll say is espresso, that you don't need a double. The coffee here is fantastic. This is allegedly the birthplace of the original pizza as well. And of course, you can do some fantastic tours. If you want to go a little bit further away, then you can go to Capri, you can go to the Amalfi Coast, you can go to Mount Vesuvius, Pompeii and Herculaneum. So there's plenty to do in Naples.
Fabulous.
Now, day 5, you're actually going to be cruising the Straits of Messina, which is effectively between the Ball and the Boot. Of Italy.
Yes.
So you're going to be going through there. Tends to be a little bit windy through there, so just to pre-warn you, but a fantastic experience because of off your port side. That's the left, by the way. Port.
Right, thank you.
The way you remember it is always pass port to the left, or there's always port left in the bottle. Port left,
right.
starboard right. See?
Oh.
See, you learn stuff from
Ask me later if I'll have forgotten.
Anyway, so you're going to be cruising through the Strait of Messina and then onto one of my favourite ports. We're going into the Adriatic now and into Dubrovnik. Now, Dubrovnik is an ancient walled city. You can actually walk it. It's about 1.5 miles around the outside of the wall. The little harbour down at the front there, see the little arches down at the bottom, fantastic restaurant in there. And then if you go back up into the main courtyard in the square, you usually get your daily markets, fantastic stone facades. There's lots of relics from the wall there as well, so if you do want to perhaps look back at some of the history. But if you do like retail therapy, you've got to go to the candle shop. I know that sounds a little bit bonkers. I always remember candle shops. There's one in Key West that does these amazing candles, and the other one is in Dubrovnik. And they do these fantastic centerpieces. If you go in there, and I know Christmas is coming up and we're talking about October next year, but if you're there in October next year, April next year, then you can bring back a few bits and pieces and stash it away because they've got beautiful table centerpieces.
Fabulous. Well, we have got dates going from April through to October.
Yes.
We're then sailing over to Venice, doing an overnight in Venice.
Yeah, now the great thing is, I'll tell you a little bit more about there's another package that's available. Venice is going to be a big, big day because you've got so much to see and do. Go on a gondola, go and sing just one cornetto. The Grand Canal, can I just say, get up early and experience the sailing, and stay up late and experience the sail out. Of course, you've got the Rialto Bridge. There's some lovely little shops that are on the Rialto Bridge. And, of course, you've got San Marco Square as well. Now, if you take a look at this picture, you've got the main square. As you go up to the left-hand side, there's these beautiful shops with all the Murano glass in. Yeah. None of them have got prices on. But what you want to do is go down one at some of the back streets and actually, have a little bit of a haggle, have a bit of a barter, because a lot of the artisans will produce glass, and if it's not quite up to the standards, or if it's any of the trainees or apprentices, then it's sold. Yeah, so you can get some great quality. Also, there you've got the little Bridge of Sighs, because the white building there, just to the right-hand side, used to be the courthouse. So the Bridge of Sighs was as the prisoners went across to be sentenced. They'd just be sighing, obviously.
It's going to be amazing, isn't it?
Oh,
so you've
great.
got an overnight, so 2 days really in Venice, and then you've got a relaxing day at sea, and we're heading off to where? Yeah,
well, we're going to go into Montenegro. Now, this is fantastic for its maritime history. You've also got St Trifon's Cathedral as well that you want to go and have a look at. And perhaps if you want to go and see some of the Roman Catholic relics, then you can go to the Lady of Our Rocks as well. Then we're off to Corfu.
Oh, wonderful.
Now, of course, this is famously the birthplace of Prince Philip as well. And, of course, the Mon Repus Villa and the Achillean Palace. This is where you've got the running theme of ancient Greece and the wonderful sort of Achilles theme that runs through there. Of course, you've got Byzantine castles, you've got ancient history and some fantastic tavernas. Always got to have a little bit of grub halfway through your day, and you'll get some great food there. Just go careful on some of their liquors, though. Greece do produce some fantastic drink. Then we're going to be cruising through the Strait of Messina again, back through the Boot and the Ball, and then back up to Rome. Now, this is where you're going to experience. Are you ready? Take a deep breath. You can go to the Vatican City. You can go to the Trevi Fountain. You can go to the Villa d'Este in Tivoli as well. You can go to the Colosseum and see where the gladiators used to fight. And, of course, you've got Spanish Steps. You've got the Da Vinci, everything. It's just absolutely amazing. Of course, if you do want to go and see the famous ceiling in the Sistine Chapel, you can go through the museum, but all I would say is get in walk through to it, see it. I don't think you can take photographs, I do believe, but it's an experience that you've just got to do.
Can't miss. Where are we off to next?
Then you're going to go into Corsica. You're going to go into Ajaccio. This is Napoleon Bonaparte's birthplace. Fantastic city and fantastic culture. Remember, Corsica is part French, part Italian. You'll actually see some of the signs in Italian, some of it in French. Again, fantastic place to go. There's some really lovely old buildings. You know when you used to get your old chemists that were all wooden fronts and bevel-edged glasses? There's some great stores in the just off of this square, actually, where you see the statue. Well worth a visit. And if you do want to go further afield, there's some tours out into the forest. There's some fantastic mountain regions with pine forest that you can go for a little bit of a walk and a ramble. All I would do, though, is recommend make sure you book a tour, because it is quite out in the back of beyond, so you don't want to get lost out there. And of course you can do that as well with Planet. You're sailing back to Genoa and you are home. You've had a fabulous, beautiful cruise. Have a look at what's included. Remember, you have got an even better price than you see. You're already saving £430 per person off the brochure price. It works out under £68 per person, but it's going to be even better than that. And if you don't want to do, or you can't do the 14 nights, you can split it to a 7-night cruise, which will be great. 7-night cruise, whether you either embark in Genoa and then go through to Venice, or embark in Venice and then through to the end. So Venice is the turnaround port. Yeah, some fantastic ports there. And what a great price if you only want to do 7 nights. And you've got free Wi-Fi, which is fabulous. Jump onto the phones, ask the questions, and have a look at the prices and the deals that you've got. All you need is the ID number, which is 97601. So don't miss out on that, but do jump onto the phones, 0800 781 5458, because all the prices you see there, you will be getting lower prices. They've gone down just now, so we couldn't keep up, but you can. You can get those better deals, so you just need to jump on the phone and ask the question on the date that's good for you. But we do need to move on, because top agents for so many. Top agents now for Princess Cruises. Emerald Princess, we're going on board. It's a 7-night. It's a no-fly, so it's out of Southampton, which is going to be fabulous. And I do believe we're going to get on board and have a little look around with John. So let's have a look.
Emerald Princess is a Grand Class ship that entered service for Princess Cruises in April 2007. She's one of the largest ships in the Princess fleet. There are nearly 900 balcony staterooms from which to take in a colourful sunrise over the ocean. Leisurely days spent on board in the Piazza-style atrium are relaxing and entertaining, with the nearby International Cafe fulfilling your cravings for fresh salads and toasted paninis, or maybe even a glass of milk with fresh cookies. Whether you're getting refreshed with a workout in the fitness centre, or putting your feet up at movies under the stars, your experience on the Emerald Princess is sure to be an unforgettable one. So with so much going on board Emerald Princess, it's a good idea to get some inside information. And who better to ask than the cruise director, Kelvin.
How are you?
Very good. Thanks for coming along and talking to us.
Thank you.
Now, you've been, what, 15 years with Princess?
Princess, 15 years. I joined actually the Sun Princess, which is a smaller ship than the Emerald, in 1998.
What can people expect the first time they come on board Emerald Princess?
Well, there's a huge variety. We have singers, we have musicians, instrumentalists, magicians, comedians. Comedians are a big thing with the Brits. They seem to love them. But then, of course, we have big production shows as well with our singers and dancers. You know, we offer, on this ship in particular, 4 big production shows. And actually a brand new show that was only premiered about 2 weeks ago is our international music event, which is unique to the cruising industry because it involves all our musicians on the ship into one big show. Wow.
And if someone was cruising on Emerald Princess for the first time, what can they expect?
Well, I think for the first time, I think they've got to open up their mind and you know, really enjoy everything that the ship has to offer, even try stuff that they may never have tried before. You know, with so many different activities and shows going on, yeah, they really need to, I think, open up their mind, and I think they'll enjoy everything. Yeah.
Well, exciting time. Yeah, thank you very much, Kelvin.
Pleasure.
Cheers.
Great to have you on board.
It's going to be fabulous to be on board, but let's have a look at where we're actually going, because we are going to sail from Southampton. And where are we going to move on to?
Just a short stop across to Bruges. Now, this is fantastic. You've got, of course, the central part of Bruges, which is all the old buildings, fantastic markets full of colourful houses there.
Look at that.
But it's the canals. You want to go on a little canal tour. You think you're going to hit your head on the bridge, and it misses. It's absolutely brilliant. Fantastic for chocolate here as well.
Oh, yes. I've had it bought back as gifts. Oh, it is stunning.
Yeah, you can go a little bit further afield. You can go out to some of the Second World War historic sites. So you can go to Flanders Fields as well, First World War, and you can taste some of the Belgian beers there as well. There's 125 breweries. Breweries. It sounds as if I've had a couple. Anyway, relaxing day at sea and then off to Copenhagen. This is one of my favourite ports because it contains, Tivoli Gardens. You got to go there. It's amazing, Tivoli. Of course, Copenhagen was the home of Hans Christian Andersen, so you got to go and see the Little Mermaid. If anybody's told you about, oh, you got to go and see the Little Mermaid, don't get your hopes up too much. It's a little bronze statue. And it's tiny.
Well,
but you've got to go and do it.
They do say it's a little one.
Okay.
They didn't say it was a big one, did they? Then you'd be disappointed. Where are we moving on to after that?
We're going into Hellersborg now. I've got to say, this was I never actually stopped there, but we actually went under the bridge that spans 10 miles.
Gosh.
10 miles between Sweden and Denmark.
Wow.
It was only completed in 2000. Well, I'm going to say only 2000. That's 15 years ago now. But you know, it is one of those modern marvels of architecture, and it allows you to see both Sweden and Denmark, and both of them very, very old historic ports. So fantastic. Then you're going to be calling into Oslo as well. I love Oslo. One thing that's great about cruising in this part of the world, can be a little bit expensive for sure with drinks and food. So you've got all of that on board, but then you're going to get out to go and see some of these great sites. You've got to go to the Sculpture Park in Oslo. There's some superb stone sculptures, fantastic to walk and people watch as well. And of course there's the gallery there that has the original Edvard Munch screen painting. So if you do like your arts, go and see the old screen painting.
So you've got a relaxing day at sea, and then
there's a Sculpture Park.
Oh, fabulous.
See what I mean?
Yeah,
it really is. It's unbelievable. It's almost like Geiger, some of the artwork. Anyway, and then back to Southampton.
So we have a relaxing day at sea, back to Southampton. These are brand new reduced prices. We have got a limited time, though, to book these. You need to book these before next week, before the 26th of November, which I believe is Thursday. Great price as well for a family of 4. Let's have a look at what is included, because you really have got a great deal here. Fabulous cruise, a great taster if you want to perhaps do a longer cruise in that area. I say brand new reduced rates as well. Family of 4 for $1,689, so really great price there, and huge savings off that brochure price. Deposit only, and of course you're sailing out of Southampton, so you can look into adding on the Marriott if you want to as well, which will be absolutely perfect. All you need is the ID number, which is 95275, and jump onto the phone. So actually 95277. I've got a 5 on mine, but they've changed.
You've had some of that Belgian beer, haven't you?
7. I've had a bit of that Belgian beer or chocolate. It's all gone to my head. And the phone number 0800 781 5458. So that is 95277. Fabulous price and really lovely itinerary. But we're moving on. We've got P&O. It's the Britannia. And again, because we have just heard, you need to ignore the price. It will be a lower price than the price you see on the screen.
Look at the price that you got there to go to the Caribbean.
Goodness, which is fabulous. I've heard the inside is going to be 869.
And you're going over to Barbados, which again is a great port, but it's really, really close to P&O's heart.
You're going to struggle to get flights for this.
This is the maiden season for this ship at that price. Absolutely amazing.
Let's get on board. Under £69 per person per night at the minute, and it's going to get better than that. Let's have a little look, and I do believe Keith is in a lovely jumper.
Oh.
Inspired by P&O Cruises' illustrious past, but designed very much for their fabulous future, this is the biggest cruise ship ever designed for the UK cruise market. Welcome to P&O's beautiful Britannia. One thing you will definitely notice on board Britannia is that there's an abundance of excellent deck space and oodles of sun loungers to help you worship. In fact, there are 4 main pools to choose from, including the adult-only Serenity Pool, a perfect place to escape to for some downtime while the kids are being looked after elsewhere. There's 13 different bars on board, 4 of which are out on deck, which means you can enjoy the sunshine or the stars as you sip your favourite tipple. The stylish new blue cocktail bar is the perfect place for a dirty martini, or there's Brody's. I love that place, and that's where P&O Cruises have introduced the biggest selection of British beers at sea, with over 70 to choose from, representing 56 different UK counties. The food is headed up by P&O Cruises' iconic food heroes. You can enjoy the taste of India with the Master of Spice Atul Kutcher's fabulous Sindhu restaurant, or savour mouth-watering gala dinner options and menus created by the godfather of UK cooking, Mr. Marco Pierre White.
if you really want to spoil yourself, you can also book Eric Landlad's afternoon tea experience, or head to his Market Cafe. It's a French-style patisserie that features fine cheeses, antipasto, charcuterie, tapas and specialty breads. You can enjoy the live music, comedy, cabarets and game shows of the Live Lounge, or sit back for West End style shows in this fabulous new theatre which features a stunning LED backdrop. Strictly fans also won't be disappointed with the elegant wooden floored Crystal Room. It's dedicated to dance and the perfect location to rumble the night away. P&O Cruises have really pushed the boat out when it comes to the accommodation. There's a sumptuous range of boutique offerings to choose from, including well thought out single cabins to these incredible suites designed by Richmond International that come with your own butler. And all the accommodation on board includes flat screen TVs, pamper packs from the White Company and bespoke artwork from British artists.
How exciting.
What a
fabulous
ship.
A new ship. It looks amazing. And where are we going and what are we doing? Because this is...
Are you ready?
We're flying out to the Caribbean. We're flying out to Barbados.
Flying out to Barbados. Of course, this is your embarkation port.
Wonderful.
And a late sail usually from Barbados. Great fun. First port of call, you ready? St Lucia. You've got to go and see the pitons here, and of course you've got to try the local beer, which is of course named after the pitons. You've got Marigot Bay, where they filmed the original Dr. Dolittle with Rex Harrison. There's a fantastic resort there called the Discovery. There's the two pitons there as well. Bays and beaches to go to: Marigot Bay, Discovery, Spinnakers, Pigeon Point and Castres, of course, is the main town as well. Then you're off to St Kitts. Now this is a very small town, fantastic terminal at St Kitts, where you can go for local market. If you want to go and get your shirts in your local Caribbean arts and crafts, this is the place to do it. Great for going on quad bike tours, and great for going for some scuba diving as well, or a little bit of snorkeling. So brilliant for St Kitts. St Martin, this is your shopping port, half French, half Dutch. You've got this wonderful bit in the middle. Can you see that there? All of that is shopping.
Oh, is it really?
Fantastic beaches.
Wonderful.
If you like your sailing, if you've ever fancied trying your hand at sailing, you can go on some of the original America's Cup sailboats. And actually crew them. So that's one of the tours. And yeah, all I'd say is all your duty free, like all of your electronics and all of your watches and jewellery.
Look at
fantastic value there as well.
Stunning, isn't it?
Now, after that, you've got a fantastic day after day at sea to enjoy Britannia, the latest and the greatest P&O ship to the fleet, the largest Union flag, or Union Jack, however you want to say it, down the actual hull. She's absolutely beautiful, fantastic on board. And then we're calling into the Azores. Now, this is such a rarity to call into this port because, of course, unless you're doing a transatlantic, you very rarely go here. Ponta Delgada, you've got to go here. Big Portuguese influence, and you've got to go to the Crater Lakes. Take a look at this. These fantastic volcanoes. They've got these natural lagoons and pools in. It is unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. It's just so lush and green. You've got to go and do that. And there's also the calderas, which is the hot springs. So if you want to go and see, I think there's about 20-odd steaming hot springs and spas, so if you want to go and do that. Fabulous. And you've also got the Terra Nostra Park as well. Then you've got to be sailing back into Southampton. Just on a personal note, this is usually the end of a tour of duty for a lot of the crew, so it's a fantastic atmosphere on board. So coming back into Southampton, the home port, take a look at that ship. It's absolutely stunning.
so special. It works out, it's under £69 per person per night, but it will be less than that because all of P&O's prices have gone down. It's 13 nights. You're flying out to Barbados, seeing some fabulous places in the Caribbean, and then you're sailing back to the UK. You can fly out from London, but do check, we have got Manchester and Birmingham flights available as well for just £49 per person. So you get a great saving off the brochure price, but it's an even better saving now, and a great time of the year to go as well on the 12th of March. So definitely must. Your ID number 77755, and of course jump onto the phones. They're there to help you if there's anything you want to discuss, any questions. Of course you can get the correct prices because they have just gone down. 0800 781 5458 is your phone number. But that is going to be a beauty. The Caribbean for under £900 is crazy, isn't it? But we're moving on because we have got a beauty at the end. Save the best till last. Yeah. Top agent for celebrity.
Yeah, previous bestseller as well.
Modern luxury, beautiful ships, and of course on the Celebrity Infinity as well. But this is the Rocky Mountaineer, this is Alaska, this is super, super special. We're flying out first of all to Vancouver. This is where we're going to start for a one-night stay, and Vancouver, an amazing city.
All I've got to say is this is doing this part of the world, Alaska and the Rockies, the proper way. You cannot travel out here and not see Vancouver and not see the Great Lakes as well. And the way in which you travel it, you've got a cruise, then you've got a railway experience and a coach tour on this as well. This is probably one of the must-dos, the tick list for any serious cruiser. It really is amazing. It's
going to be absolutely fabulous. Let's get on board first of all, though, because this is where you really do see the beauty of a ship, because they are fabulous ships.
And we're actually, I don't know whether Ruth, who's sometimes here from Celebrity, her ears were burning earlier on, because it is such an amazing cruise line. We used to pull up sometimes and see Celebrity ships, and even down to the little things, like drinks, refreshments on the quayside under little...
They just do it right, don't they?
They do it right. They've got one of the largest and best selections of wine at sea. They have also got the wonderful lawn terraces as well. The Blue Restaurant, which is contemporary food, but incredible food as well. And the lawn terraces that you can get these little private cabinas, you can do your barbecues up there. You've got craft beers as well. And again, do you know what? Seeing Ruth talk about Celebrity inspired me. I'd love to go on Celebrity.
I would absolutely love it. You're talking 5-star luxury,
modern luxury, yeah.
And we're talking a fabulous 7-night cruise to start your holiday. You've already had one night in Vancouver. You're going to get on board and you've got 7 nights to enjoy this fabulous ship. And it really is that modern luxury. It really is, I always think, a little step ahead of everyone else.
Well, you can see the way in which just the Cyber Cafe was just kitted out there with Apple products. You know, it is that refinement that you expect when you talk about 5-star. But it's where you are going on one of the best cruise lines, on the best ships, and now the best places. You're going to be cruising the first day through the Inside Passage. And this is a great way to just immerse yourself in the type of landscape and the type of I mean, look, it's breathtaking, absolutely breathtaking.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Now, after your first day, you're going to be going to Icy Strait. Now, this is actually, there's only about 900 inhabitants there, and it's got a rich native history in this part of the world. It's got that sort of village feel, but you've got all of the icy waters that yield these beautiful fish, fantastic salmon around here. In fact, there's actually 5 species of salmon in this particular area on its own. Then you're going to go on to the Hubbard Glacier. Now, this is one of the best. It's known as the Galloping Glacier, and it's because it's basically rapidly advancing towards the Gulf of Alaska.
Oh, gosh.
Now, take a look at that. It's absolutely breathtaking. But if you get a chance to see one of these shards, and when I say shards, we're talking several stories high, this glacier is 76 miles long and 1,200 feet in height.
Gosh.
Can I just say, don't worry about icebergs, because you're well away from it, but if you're lucky enough, sometimes they pull up some of the ice onto the promenade deck to show you what is actually in the ocean. It's absolutely fantastic. Then you're going into Juneau. Now, this goes back to sort of 1880. This is actually known for the gold rush, because, of course, all the natives were there. They were guiding all of the prospectors who were panning for gold. Some of them apparently found nuggets as big as beans. Wow. And, in fact, by the end of the Second World War, this was where the majority, I think 150 million pounds worth of gold had been mined alone. So this really is. If you want to go whale watching, it's never a guarantee that you're going to see these amazing creatures, but this is one of the best places to go.
Good chance, haven't you? Yeah, fabulous.
Then you're off to Ketchikan. Now, still Alaska. This is known as the first city because this is where the majority of the travellers in the gold rush actually came to first. You've got a rich Indian history here, so great for outdoor adventures if you want to go off-roading, kayaking, hiking. There's a totem pole park. There's about 14 totem poles which tell their own story of native history that has been passed down through generations. You've got the Alaskan rainforest, and fantastic because you've got 40 acres of rainforest, which is home to some of the resident bald eagles, black bears and seals as well.
Fabulous.
So, then you come back through the Inside Passage. Now, you're thinking, oh, I'm coming back to Vancouver. This is where the cruise ends.
No.
This is where the adventure really starts, because this is when you're going to disembark the ship and get a great chance not to spend 1 but 2 nights.
Now, this is quite
in
unusual.
Vancouver.
Planet Cruise have added on an extra night. Normally it would just be a one-night stay.
And this is where Planet have really built this and bespoked it, so you get the maximum time in some of these places. It's a great sort of appetizer really in between,
absolutely.
because you've got this great main course of the actual cruise and all the wonderful glaciers and all the rich Native American history. Then you're coming back into Vancouver, modern, cultural, fantastic shopping, and this is where the adventure starts, because you're about to embark one of the greatest train journeys in the world.
I would have loved to take my dad on this. This sounds incredible. The Rocky Mountaineer.
Yeah, the Rocky Mountaineer. Now, this is where you actually transfer, and the actual train that goes through, it's an amazing, authentic train. The actual carriages have got these beautiful panoramic windows. Depending on, I asked the representative when you're on the phone about what's available, because you can book different tiers and different groups. But look at that. You can see there the gold leaf tier where you've got those wonderful panoramic views. Really nice, slow and steady. So you're taking it at you know, a real snail's pace. Look at those bridges. It's what you expect to see in a film. If you do see any local wildlife, they sometimes do slow down just so you can take a couple of photos and really enjoy it. You're going to see things like Hell's Gate, Fraser Canyon, the rock sheds along the Thompson River as well. And at the end of this day, you're going to be coming into Kamloops Lake and an overnight in Kamloops.
Brilliant.
Now, when you disembark the train, your case goes to your hotel room. In the morning, you put your case outside the hotel room, and the next time you see it, it's back on the train.
Fabulous.
It's just fantastic. Now, the second day that you're going to be experiencing on this fantastic train, again, going through the Canadian Rockies, this is where you see Monashee and Caribou Mountains. You see the high peaks of the Continental Divide as well. We're talking nearly 4,000 metres above sea level, so it really is breathtaking views. You've got Pyramid Falls, you've got Yellowhead Pass as well. And then heading into Jasper, where you have another overnight. Again, your bags from the train to your hotel room
Wonderful.
to the train. Then you're going to be going now.
So there's more.
Yeah, wait for it.
Wonderful.
So you've done your flights. It's like trains, planes, and automobiles. You've done your flights. You've done your cruise. You've done your trains. Now you're going on to your coach, and this is a motor coach from Jasper to Lake Louise.
Oh, beautiful.
Just take a look at this.
Oh. As soon as I saw that in preview, I was just like, that is just stunning. What more do you need to say?
It's very often that I'm left speechless. That says it all. From Lake Louise, then you're going to go from Lake Louise to Banff with a one-night stay in Banff as well. Of course, you've got the fantastic golf course there. More of the Rocky Mountains that you're going to see in the background. The ice fields of Columbia as well. You've got the fantastic Chateau Lake Louise as well. You will get a chance as well to go on one of these ice tours where it's like an adaptive 4x4 that goes out onto the ice fields. So that, again, is all part and parcel. And then you're going to be going back to Calgary. Now, all I'd say is there's so much. We could never do this justice, even if we dedicated a whole show.
This really is like
cruise.
At least 3 holidays in one. So you have got so much included. Let's look at what you've got included. So much. Incredible price for everything that you're doing. You can see there, of course, you've got your return flights. You've also got the train trip. You've also got the stays. You've got stays before you get onto the cruise. You've got stays after. Then you've got stays throughout the actual train journey and the coach trip. So you've got stays all included. You can as well go concierge, which is a little bit special, isn't it?
Love it, absolutely love it. It's just the little touches, you know, welcome gift in the cabin, your little tote bag so you can enjoy, you know, when you're around the ship. Afternoon canapes, custom blended shower gel.
I loved that.
And for me, I know it sounds really daft, I always say this, shoe shine. It's great. I love the fact it's just those little touches.
Check all the prices, and honestly, this is something that you do not want to miss out on. A real fabulous cruise. And just to mention, Celebrity Eclipse has just started its European sailing on general sale. So if you are wanting to go with Celebrity Eclipse, they are now general sale. That is for 2017 and 2018. So they are available, and of course available with Planet Cruise. But let's start at the very beginning. What a fabulous hour we've had. We started with MSC and Planet Cruise, top agents for MSC. It's a brand new exclusive product, and you're going to Rome, Malta, Barcelona. It's amazing value for money. It's under £57 per person per night. Your ID number for this is 107967. That's for February and March next year. Great single price. as well, and you can add that on that tour in Rome for £39 per person. Moving on to Norwegian Cruise Lines, that's on the Star. Rare for NCL, I couldn't get it out then. That's Singapore to Hong Kong, and you've got stays. It's rare that they go out to the Far East. You've got 2 nights in Singapore, 2 nights in Hong Kong in hotels. Works out under £105 per person per night. You've got so much included in this.
And
you have
in
got
Bangkok.
Yes, yeah,
Don't
on
forget
board.
Bangkok.
And you've got a free all-inclusive drinks package as well if you go in Ocean View or above. Deposit only, but do call for details. That's 1049757. Then you've got P&O. This is Oceana, 14 nights, lovely Mediterranean cruise. It's going to be a lower price. It's under £68 per person now. It's going to be lower than that because they've just gone down. You can do just a 7-night instead of a 14. Jump on the phones and ask, and you've got free Wi-Fi as well. Your ID number 97601. Incredible deal. Then we've got Princess Cruises, top agent for Princess Cruises, Emerald Cruise. This is 7 nights. You're saving £420 off the brochure price, and it works out under £105 per person per night. Add on the Marriott as well if you wish, and this is a reduced price for a limited time. It's got to be booked before the 26th of November. 95275. 95275 is your ID number. P&O Britannia, 13 nights. It's going to be a lower price Caribbean cruise from Barbados to Southampton, which is going to be amazing. Works out under £69 per person per night. Now it's going to be lower than that, and you can check flights from Manchester and Birmingham too. Your ID number there is 97503. And the last one, and top agents for Celebrity,